What's going on, guys? This is Coach Steve with I Love Basketball TV. Today we're going to be working on things you can do at home to increase your vertical jump, so let's get it. So hope you're staying safe out there, staying healthy, and more importantly, staying active. Whether in quarantine or not, you can do these workouts at home. So the first thing we're going to talk about is plyometrics, which is explosive activity. One really simple one, you don't even need any equipment, is line hops. So you can do many variations of the line hop. You could start with 2 feet side to side and focus on speed. So work up to as fast as you can and stay in a rhythm. So line hops are great for that side to side change of direction, as well as that increased reactivity of your muscles to go quicker. So here are some other variations. So we have the side to side. Try to do a set of 20 seconds, and I promise you, you're gonna feel a burn in your calves. And the goal is to push yourself as fast as possible. Start with the right form, and then try to go as fast as possible. Oh, okay. The other variation is front to back. Both legs, again, as fast as you can go. Okay, I'm gonna be out of breath in a second. The other thing you could do is the same variation, but with one leg. Side to side, one leg. Whew. Whew. And also one leg front to back. Now this is the hardest one. What you're gonna wanna do with the front to back with one leg is have a little rhythm with your other leg. So when you jump, bring it back like this. And you'll begin to develop that rhythm, which is tough at first. Focus on jumping across the line. A line is good, but you don't even really necessarily need a line. Just go back and forth as fast as you can. Don't worry about how high you come off the ground, but this is really gonna help your speed and agility, which relates to your vertical jump. Another plyometric exercise that's great for vertical jumping is the broad jump. The broad jump, you're gonna stand with both legs like this, stand still, and jump as far forward as you possibly can. It's great for your hip strength. It's great for that arm swing, and I'll try to demonstrate it here. I'm not fully warm, so I'm not gonna do as hard as I can, but basically, okay? And so another thing you can do with that, besides just jumping once, is the second you land, try to jump it again. Kind of like you're bounding. So for example, I'll do a little bit of a demonstration again. Stand like this, do a broad jump. And again, you want to build up that rhythm again, so everything's in tune and everything's aligned, and you get the full transfer of energy down and upwards, and your goal is to react as fast as possible. When you land, absorb the impact and explode forwards. And your goal with this, again, is not to jump high, but to jump as far forwards as you can, because that motion of driving forwards is going to put a lot of energy into your hips and that jumping motion, and it's a great exercise. So far we have line hops, broad jumps. Now I'm going to do skips. Skips are great for one leg, building that rhythm as well off one leg, but also that single leg explosiveness. This exercise might need a little bit more room. So if you don't have this much room inside your house, hopefully you can get outside. But you could even do it standing still, which I'll show you that variation as well. So the skips are as follows. You just drive your knee up, alternate arms. And you also want to, this will very much simulate your last 2 steps of your 1-foot takeoff. So remember that, and when you land, think of it as your quickest 2 steps. So you want to go like this, drive, whoo, 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 whoo. Another tip is when you land, say you jump and land, push off this foot into this one. So you want to push off your back leg into your jumping leg and then drive that knee up. So push off the back leg, plant on your plant leg, and drive that leg up. And the thing you want to remember is try to do the push and plant as fast as possible. So one more time. Just like that. Another great exercise is 2 variations of just standing still and jumping off 2 legs. So one of them, you could just jump as high as you can from a standstill and just jump as high as you can. Make sure you load up properly, but you're not loading up all the way down to here. You don't want to just go like this and react quick. Fully load up and jump as high as you can and reach. Whew. So do that exercise. Give yourself about 30 seconds to a minute to fully regain all your energy, let your heart rate come back down so you could fully explode. Now, a variation of the same exercise is jumping as high as you can with little knee bend. This will work a different muscle and stimulate more reactivity than just straight power. So for example, you keep your legs at slight knee bend. I'll do it both ways, front and side to show you. So jump like this, and you see my arms. Let me take this necklace off. This is to keep my mother. That necklace is usually my reminder to stay present in the moment. Okay, so as you saw, my arms are in rhythm. So I'll show you one more time. You want to keep your arms in rhythm, a little bit of an arm swing. And the reason why I'm so big on rhythm is because when it comes to jumping, you can't stutter step. You need to be in tune with all the motions. Everything has to click, and it's one fluid motion. So all these little exercises, besides increasing your vertical jump, they're really great to build that rhythm. So that way when you're approaching the rim, you're smooth, you're in control, everything is on point, and you can make the most out of your jump. And if you don't have that rhythm, you're gonna be stutter stepping, or you're gonna be going too fast, out of control. Your arm swing's gonna be off time, and you're not gonna swing at the right time, you're not gonna go for the ball. So rhythm is a very big component of jumping high. A side view of the stiff leg jumps. And unlike the standstill approach where there was a 30-second to 1 minute rest in between, the stiff leg jumps, you want to react as fast as possible. So jump as high as you can, but you really want to focus on that landing, absorbing, and getting off the ground as fast as you possibly can. You want to build that reactive explosiveness, which will in turn be quickness and get you off the ground faster. So when you're going for your jumps, your reaction time is shorter, which means you can jump higher, explode faster. Another very simple one that gets overlooked sometimes is just all-out sprints. What I love about all-out sprints is the following. What you want to do is get fully warm, because it's going to be very taxing on your back of your legs, your hamstrings. But when you're sprinting, those are like mini jumps, and pushing yourself to go 100% in a sprint is going to push those explosive muscles, the same ones that are the fast twitch that help you jump high. So all-out sprinting is a great way to hit that max stimulus to push your muscles to explode harder than they have before. So after you do this, after you're fully warm, try some all-out sprints where you're pushing yourself to run faster than you've ever run, because that's the stimulus you need to create to jump higher. You're not going to jump higher once you touch the rim. A lot of people plateau because they touch the rim, right? And they grab it. And then all they do is go to grab it again, go to grab the same spot. Say this is the rim. They go to grab the rim and they keep touching it. You have to push yourself to reach higher, set new goals, to tell your body you're trying to adapt and jump higher. And that's partly why the sprints are a great way to do that, because it's really easy to just push yourself as hard as you can to run your fastest. It's hard to jump and touch something you've never touched before. So in your mind, it's hard to just reach and go and get it. But it is great to set a vertex every fraction of an inch higher and reach and touch it. But if you're going for the rim and you're touching it, you may not create that stimulus to tell your body we're trying to jump higher. So try sprints out, all-out sprints, and also focus on your technique. You don't want to just run. I'm a little duck-footed, so sometimes I run like this. Listen to your body, make sure you're running thing. If you can't run full speed without losing form, focus on that speed, and those plant movements will be the same. I know my boy Adam Linkennager used to teach the 1 foot technique, and you really want that foot to come down like a bike pedal, I believe. It's just, you want it to slap the ground like this. You don't want your foot to be that, you want it to be flat. And that's the same thing with 1 foot jumping. So when you go off a 1 foot jump, boom, you want to take off. The other thing with the sprints is that you want to build that maximum speed. So when you're going for a 1 foot jump, whether you're a high jumper in basketball, when you're going all out speed to go off 1 foot, you need to be running correctly. If you're running incorrectly and you don't have control of that speed, you're not going to be able to translate it into an upward jump. So those are just a few of the exercises you can do at home with no equipment. There's other equipment that you can use, like a box that you can do depth jumps on. You can do rocket jumps, which might be in another video, so stay tuned. Okay, so besides trying to jump higher, specifically increase that reactivity and explosiveness, you can work on technique at home anywhere. You only need a tiny bit of space to work on your technique. And one way to do that is the 2 foot technique. So if you watch the other video of how to jump higher by your boy, I talked about the penultimate step and the takeoff and the plant. So you can work on those things without having anything to jump, without even leaving the ground. So one way to do the penultimate step is stand right here. I get this question a lot. How do you work on the penultimate step? What you want to do is stand. You can even visualize, you can have something in your house, your room, your wall, whatever it is. just think about 3 to 4 feet in front of you and just take that big penultimate step. So I'm a right-left jumper, so I'm gonna jump like this foot and that. So my right foot, that right step was my penultimate. So what you can do is literally just take a big step and stop, okay? And you can walk into it, you could just try different variations. So you can do that over and over again, do about a few sets of that, a few reps of that, and just do a big step. I'll do it at this angle as well. So just, and for me, I'm not the strongest left-right jumper, so I'll work on that because sometimes when I plant, I feel my feet twisting and things like that, so I need to work on it. So I'll just take a big penultimate and get comfortable with that big, long stride. And you could also walk into it. So if you're walking, you just take a couple steps, and then what you can do, like I talked about earlier, is build that rhythm with your arm swing, with that big step, and get ready. So that's one great workout you can do to build your technique and really focus on that penultimate if that's where you're struggling. Now the next one is actually in addition to that, which is the plant. So after you take that penultimate and you take that big long stride, you want your plant to be solid but really quick. Those two steps might be almost simultaneous when you do it. So you can work on that speed. So you come into penultimate and go to take off, but stop right here so you don't even have to jump. So you can go like this, okay? And I know it seems a little exaggerated, but that's the point. It's the point is to tell your body these steps are as quick as possible. That one was not the best, but you just do this over and over again. And and you stop right there. So you're absorbing that thing, you're not taking off. And the reason why you're not taking off, you're just stopping, is to eliminate some of the variables that could cause incorrect patterns. For example, if you're having trouble taking off correctly and your feet twist and you're falling this way, you're not gonna get that plant firmly planted in your own mind that it's carved correctly, and you might have the wrong technique. So if you focus on just one aspect, or maybe just two, the penultimate and the plant, you can really focus on perfect technique. Even for me, sometimes when I go for left-right and I go full speed at the rim and I go for my plant, I feel my legs twisting like that, something in that area. So I actually do this. I come to the rim, I start right here, I just look at it, one leg back, and just do penultimate and plant. And that's how I work on my penultimate and my plant to work on my technique and increase that vert. The other thing you can do if you have access to a ball at home is work on hand speed. Number one, if you're a dunker. So if you're jumping and you're going next level, you could work on hand speed and just do the different motions. It's very important, which also helps your ball handling if you're not a dunker. But the other thing you can do with the ball is jump technique with the ball. So the same things I told you, you could add a dribble to it and just stop like you're about to go up with it, which is something I need to work on. So you take the dribble, try it with different hands. So right, left. And one thing I like about practicing the dribble is sometimes I remember that when I'm going at the rim, you have to push it out in front of you so you have a little bit of an arm swing. That's been my struggle, because when I throw a lob for myself, there's no ball in my hand, so I can use my arm swing to go get the ball. But with the ball in my hand, sometimes I don't use the arm swing I can just like that to go up with the ball. So you could practice that. You could do the same drills I just talked about with the penultimate and the plant with the ball in your hand, and even swing it up. So you take the steps, plant, and you go like that. And feel free to jump. But it's just another thing to get comfortable with, and you could try it with different hands. So say you're left-right, dribble with your left hand and stop. Or if you're left-right, dribble with your right hand. So maybe you blew by somebody and you want to take off and you go up like that. So get comfortable in both hands. You don't know how you're going to blow by somebody, but you want to be able to take off and dunk on their entire neck. And another very intricate detail you can work with is core. Core is very big in jumping. Whenever you plant and you stand like this, it's engaging your core, and it's a very important muscle in jumping. So what you can do is a couple exercises to strengthen that core. One is the plank. You can do it anywhere in your house. Just put your arms like this, put your arms like this, and hold it. Make sure your butt is flat, and you just hold it. Push yourself. While we're in this quarantine, you can do different things on your side. Do a side plank, roll over to the next one. But core is a very important muscle when it comes to jumping. So I suggest you work on it, so that way you can take off quick, absorb that plant, and absorb that takeoff, and have the energy transfer your whole body, and you sky up there and you yam it. All right, so I'm gonna leave you with a few very minor details that add up. And we're all about the details here, because if you wanna be elite, you have to work on these little things, because if you have any weakness, you're not going to be able to perform at your maximum potential. So if you're at home doing things, you could work on your toes. I have my shoes on, but you could work on your toes. You sit on your knees and put your toes under you like this and stretch them. It's probably going to feel weird, but you could work all the way down to your toes. You could even put a carpet on the floor with your bare feet and squeeze the carpet with your toes and strengthen that arch of your foot. And the other thing you can do is your ankles. So you work up from your toes to your ankles. You could do stretches like this and work on your flexibility. These are all different things you can do. This is getting a little bit away from specific jump training to increase your vertical, but these are all things you can do at home that indirectly help your vertical. Keeping those tendons healthy are very important for jumping, because when you jump, you're putting an extreme load, hundreds of pounds of force on your tendons to explode upwards. So healthy tendons while you're at home is a great thing to work on while you have some downtime, while you can't get to a gym. You can always do an isometric anywhere you are. You see me in the gym always like this. Anywhere I am, I'm stopping and doing like this. You can do that one. What's the other one? Another isometric you can do is just holding a squat. So hold a seated position and you'll feel it. I feel it through my hips. It's crazy. So work on those tendons. It helps with your range of motion. And this is kind of a secret. This is kind of like a bonus thing that people don't really talk about. But if you want to be elite, you want to jump a lot, you want to put maximum performance on your body, you need to have healthy tendons that are strong and able to withstand that many pounds of force. Like I said, stay safe, stay healthy, but most importantly, stay active. There's always something you can work on. Doesn't matter if it's small, intricate details. It'll be helpful in the long run. It'll help your performance. It'll help you stay healthy. It'll help you be able to build body awareness so you can work out properly when you can hit the gym. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Me or one of the coaches will get back to you as soon as possible. And just remember, anytime you're at home, you can't make it to a gym, there's no excuses. There's always something you can work on, whether it's little, down to your ankles, down to your toes. It'll help you perform better in the future. And if you want to be elite, that's the mindset you need. So let's get it. And if you have any workouts of your own that you do at home that you really want to share, leave a comment down below so we can all learn, we can all grow, and we can all jump higher. Let's go.
Go dummy, go beast on 'em. I go